Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am back for another week of how I plan as I go in my Great Paper Planner. I am using this really adorable kit from Let's Plan It. I am really loving her shop because she carries all the stickers in a single kit that I like to use, which is functional, full box, decorative, and then she's got those fun other decoratives that I just can't help but love. So I've added those into the mix as well. This is a Sunday start planner, so I am redating or changing the days of the week, starting it with Monday because that's how I plan. I am a Monday start vertical planner through and through. I've tried lots of different options, and while I may like them and I could use them, this is truly what makes me the happiest. So those stickers, I love them, and then I'm going to use these stamps from Everyday Explorers and my VersaFine Ink. I will link all of these things up in the comments below. The stamps are really easy to use. I love them. They're versatile, super high quality. You ink them up with not too much ink, firm, even pressure. I am cleaning them off with a baby wipe because I'm an extraordinarily messy crafter and I would end up with ink absolutely everywhere, and often do, despite the fact that I clean it up. So you don't have to do that though. You can stamp the excess off on a scratch piece of paper, or you can use a stamp chamois to clean it. There are so many ways of cleaning, and I have other videos that talk a lot about stamping if you're interested. I love stamping for the creativity and versatility that it brings to a planner layout, and sometimes they are just stinking cute. Plus, once you buy them, you own them and you can use them a gazillion times over. So this week I went with black to match the kit because I didn't have another ink color at my disposal that matched. And because I am recording this audio when the week is completely finished, I can give you a spoiler, which is I'm so glad that I went with the black. I think it looks fabulous at the end of the week. I'm really happy about it. So I'm going to also use a couple of these sticky notes from Cloth and Paper. I really like the shapes and the sizes. They're great for layering. And what's cool about them is that they're thin like a sticky note. I can just add a pop of adhesive on the back and it becomes a sticker. I'm rubbing off the excess adhesive I got on those stickers, by the way. And these in particular come in different shapes, which is cool. I don't have to do anything else except for add adhesive, and they are really, really neutral. I'm pulling that one up so I can layer this full box there, although newsflash, I don't think I really had to, but it's okay. It's really not that big of a deal to have done that. These stickers are actually really forgiving. The sticker paper that she uses, I end up using that same sticker that I just pulled up later, and it's really a non-issue. I wouldn't know that I had stuck it down before. I have created this little first decorative spot. You can see right there now I have 4 elements. I want to add a 5th just to round it out and make it really cute. Now I will actually make 3 clusters of embellishments as I always do to create a visual triangle. I'm fairly consistent in how I do that. I do switch up the placement every now and again, but I kind of get stuck on certain placements that really work for my functional planning. Like, for example, I'm usually pretty light on Thursdays and Fridays. There's not usually a ton going on. And then I don't do a whole lot of to-dos on the weekends. I mean, not mundane to-dos. I'll do things like order pickups or things like that, grocery shopping, that kind of stuff. So I know that I usually have a lot of decorative room on the right-hand side of the page. And again, this is different for everyone. Okay, so you can see I'm creating another decorative cluster here. I started with the sticky note, added that little cutout green shape, and then layered on top of it the full box. So that's a 3, and it was good. I liked it. But I still wanted to lengthen it out with that full sticker, or the strip that looks like washi, and then I added another little leaf sticker. Now we're doing a similar thing up in the upper right hand corner. I'm moving it because I like the black and white sticker, and so I wanted to be able to see a little bit more of it. I had covered up more of it than I wanted to, so I just pulled it up. Like I said, they're very forgiving. Now I'm going to layer on top of it and rotate the sticker, that floral box. I didn't love the first box, so I'm just using it as a mat or part of my layering, if you will. And then I'm going to add another little bunch of florals to sort of elongate the cluster. And then the same thing with those branches as well. I'm just sort of adding on to what's already there, not creating like a whole new element. So technically, yes, I used 5 stickers, but really my creative vision is that it's more like 3. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's the way it goes. So anyway, now I'm going to start laying down the stickers for my plans. I do this at the beginning of the week. Sometimes they change, sometimes they don't, but I feel like the cancellations and the rescheduling are part of the overall story that I'm trying to tell. I'm trying to document what was going on in our days and our weeks. And so if something gets canceled, well, I mean, that's how it happened, right? So it's a little bit more like a journal or that kind of thing than an actual planner. That's what this specific planner is for. I like to use a lot of the pre-printed stickers also because when they get left over at the end, you know how you have a couple of stickers left over? I'd much rather the solid colors be left over because those are easier to use later than one that has this specific art on it. So I try to use the ones with the art first, you know, in my first run of it, so that those leftover ones are also being able to use in the future for different things. So I'm just filling in these different activities and events. And as you can see, there's really not that many of them. I work from home. I also got 2 new jobs this month, which is very exciting after being laid off from COVID in March from the 2 part-time jobs that I had. So this is very exciting. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and plan Monday. So I am using this red mild liner to write and then my Papermate Flare on top. I do this to add the burst of color, not because I'm highlighting that it was finished. I know a lot of people do use highlighters for that purpose. I don't. Honestly, I don't really care. It's kind of one of those things that A, this is a memory planner anyway, and then B, even in my functional planner, whether or not it got done isn't really that big of a concern to me. I know it from day to day if something got done, and if it's something that I'm likely to forget, I'll definitely take care of that. Really, the point in me telling you this is that this is specific to us, right, in our planning styles. So I really want you to embrace how you plan and think about how you plan and what you need, not just works for me, for example, or any other person that you watch. It may work for me and it might give you an idea of what might work for you, but making your planner work for you is the best tool around. I like the pops of color. It makes me extraordinarily happy, and it makes me more likely to refer back to my planner, therefore keeping me on track. So I know that decorative planning isn't for everyone, but because it looks great, it's for me because I will keep looking back at it and trying to stay on track. I love those little scallop stickers as well. They just add that little touch, but they're crazy functional too. I love it. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what decorative element I can put in that blank space because it's kind of big, but it's not big enough for a full box sticker. So therefore, I'm going to place that bouquet of flowers down there. And it's really interesting the choices that I make on Monday versus the one that I make on the weekend. It really changes throughout the week, and I think that's super cool. All right, so let's now start to plan for Tuesday. I'm going to do the exact same thing, alternating the boxes and then writing over the highlighter just because I prefer how that looks, or that's the style that I'm into right now. I think we all know that our planning tendencies and patterns can change over time, and mine certainly have. I like to use a lot of icon stickers as well. I just think they're really cute and really fun and dress things up, and they make great bullet points as well. I try to be mindful in my planning. So if I know, for example, I have 4 things going on, I try to cluster them together so that then I can leave white spaces for adding decor, as opposed to having random white spaces that are much, much harder to fill because the size is a little bit more awkward and I don't have stickers that will fill those up. So I just try to think about it a little bit. Now, if you'll recall from the beginning of the week when I planned, that sticker that I just put down is the one that I peeled up and saved for later. And as you can see, it worked perfectly fine. I wouldn't have even known that it was an issue. So I had a lot of extra white space for Tuesday, and so I'm just putting in different decorative elements to fill that white space. I just really at the end of the week love the way the full planner looks with all of my writing and then all of these decorative bits and pieces. And I bought the kit. I might as well use it. I know sometimes people feel like that's a little bit, I don't want to say wasteful because it's definitely not wasteful, but I feel like I purchased this and there's no time I'm going to be more excited about using it than the very first time I use it. So I definitely try to use it the first time I go. But of course, as always, mindfully. Now I am pulling out different icons and things. I'm trying to just stick to the ones in my sticker book, not pulling out too many of the Happy Planner ones, just because I have purchased these other ones as well. And so I want to make sure that I use them up. I also alternate the colors of the highlighters that I use if possible, and when possible, I'll use multiple colors because I like the variety of the color, unless I'm obviously going for a monochromatic look or something like that. And then at that point, that's completely different. But in a week like this, I'm not obviously going for that look. And so I am just changing things up. I organize my stickers. I have all my icons together. This is just my functional sticker book. So at the beginning is boxes and at the back it is icons. I do this so that I have a easier time finding what I'm looking for. I know where the general area of where to go for it. I don't have them in any specific order after that. I find that once I've got it organized and I flip through it enough times, I kind of have a rough idea of where I might find something to begin with. So it works for me in that way. All right, so we're back to having another spot. So I'm going to try to create like a little cluster with the one from Tuesday, the full box from Tuesday, and layering and overlapping the one from Wednesday just to make them all work together and feel like it was meant to be. Same thing with that little cluster right there, adding the little circle, and then the feather on top. Now we can move on to Thursday, and you can see I already have those two big decorative clusters that we added at the very beginning. And so now I'm going to begin by adding the things that I need to get done using that red mild liner and then the Papermate Flare. And then as you can see, we're back to flipping through the stickers, adding those cute little icons. Now you can see here and how not only did I alternate the type, so the highlighter and then next a box, but then I also tried to alternate the color as well. When I have a variety of things, that's what I do, or when I'm being mindful. Sometimes I'm a little bit more scatterbrained when I'm planning, so it's not quite as thoughtful, but when I'm, in the right place mentally, I do that. Just because if I have a variety of stickers, I might as well alternate them up. Sometimes, again, you may only end up with red ones left or whatever, and that's okay. It's not a big deal. But in this case, I had that. So I'm trying to alternate my colors as well as the style of boxes that I'm using. I also just did a little bit of hand doodling. What do you know? I never doodle. I think it's a little bit of because I'm not an artist, and so I'm really not very good at those types of things. And so I try to steer clear of those because I don't want to be upset when it really looks hideous in the end. I could practice more though to get better. Certainly that's what I did for years with brush lettering, is that I practiced and practiced and practiced until I got to a place where I was okay with the end result. Not to say that it's perfect or it's wonderful or anything like that, but it was something that I found to be acceptable for my own personal projects. I do find these Happy Planner icon stickers really have some staying power for me. Like, I'm still referring back to books that were released several years ago to use the icon stickers regardless of what's in the rest of the book. And I just love that. I love that they're still being used on the regular. And a lot of them, I couldn't even bear to think about pulling apart because I love them all so much. So I think that's really fun. All right, so we are moving on to Friday, and I actually had nothing on Friday. It was completely like just a chill at home type of day. So it's all going to be decorative. So we added that strip at the top. And then that pink sticker box is so, so cute. And I'm going to layer a couple of more. You saw the little ripped edge looking sticker and then another full box sticker. What's really cool about this is that I feel like I'm really getting my worth out of this kit. I'm really using up these stickers, which I think that ultimately sometimes I might want to save some of them to use again in the future, but I have learned that I'm really not quite as likely to do that as I'd like to be. And so using the stickers that I paid money for feels really good. So now you can see there I did not alternate the colors. So you have the red sticker and then the red highlighter right above. So it's just, again, one of those examples that sometimes best laid plans don't always work out. Like, yes, this is the way that I'd like to do it, but sometimes it just doesn't go quite as I had theoretically planned. So that's okay. All right, so you can see that I still have a little bit of space on Saturday, and I also still need to pull out a little icon sticker. Those little push pins I bought years and years ago and never really found myself using, but I'm really excited to have them back in my lineup. They're really cute. Okay, so now I'm going to layer those two. Look at that. It's so cute. The circle that has looks like it's ripped, and then the flower, which is sort of blending in with the full box, and then the branch as well. It just all sort of turns into one big decorative element, if that makes sense, and then it just looks like a scene of flowers. I love that. Like, think about a bouquet on a table or something like that. I think it's really cool. Hard to believe we are at Sunday, and so we're just filling in those activities, running to the store, and then now I'm going to use one of these full boxes also after I add my lettering, of course, because first I'm going to write out baking day and then add that extra space you can see here just by adding straight lines so that I can color that in with my mild liner at the end. And I love the way it turns out. It might not be for everyone, but I just think it ends up adding a really cute look to the page. And then it was nothing. It was a pen and a highlighter, so that's super cool. And then just the tiniest bit of brush lettering underneath. Again, it's the exact same thing. It looks super cute, but it was just a pen, and I like that. So this is where I'm going to take that full box sticker, and I'm going to cut just the portion of it that I need using the X-Acto knife, and then I'll place it down below. I'm actually going to just list out the items that we're making for our baking day. I thought that would be fun for in the future to look back upon what we made that year, because it remains mostly consistent, but we do change it up every now and again. So I like having that list from year to year of what we created. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comment box below, and I'll do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.